Good morning, folks. Well, I just woke up. It's like 11:30 in the morning. I got my coffee, drinking my coffee. Yeah. I got like a sippy cup for adults. They sell them at Target. But I got these off of Amazon because it's impossible for me to get to a store. So I have to use Amazon and eBay. But I need to get to the store, to the bank, to set up a payment for my credit card. But we'll see if my caregiver lets me out of the house. Well, I can always just run away whenever. But it'd be much nicer if they help me out. That way I can take my wheelchair. Okay, well, let's see. I've been trying to convince people how socialism is completely horrible. I'm trying to explain to the younger generation how the Nazi socialism, and maybe it sounded like a good idea for the people. Like, if you look at the beginning, they're all happy. They're all under, I mean, I agree with some of the ideas. I mean, everyone gets a job working for the government. Okay, that gets rid of the wage problem. You hire everyone working for the government for $200 an hour. Okay, that would completely ruin the whole wage gap myth they have. Now everyone gets $200 an hour. And now, then if you want more money, you work more than just an hour a week. Maybe you're an insomniac and you can manage to work 20 hours a day and get 4 hours of sleep. Because if you know how the REM sleep works and everything, you only need 4 hours of sleep for every 30 hours you're awake, or no, every 20 hours you're awake, you need 4 hours of sleep, or so that. Yeah, because it was 36 hours. I'll be awake required 8 hours of sleep. I don't know. They did some weird experiment where they locked people in like a building with no windows and no doors. They had a door with no windows, no lights. So they just lived in the like they were doing testing for underground, for when they live underground. With, okay, you saw how fast China could print and build a hospital. Why are we not just going to the desert and just 3D printing a whole entire complex of houses for people? I remember seeing they only cost around $4,000 to make a 4-bedroom house. So according to that, it would probably only cost you about $1,000 a house for a 1-bedroom house. And if you make 100,000 1-bedroom houses, You can do it for $1 million, let's say, plus the land. Then you can just give them away to the homeless. Or let the homeless rent them for really cheap. And the rent just goes towards the cleaning crew for the area, because, they're not going to keep the place clean. When you give them a really good deal, people have no respect for stuff when it's free or super cheap. There's something like, well, rich people have no respect for stuff when you spend money on it, but broke people, when you give them stuff for free, they don't respect it as much as if they had to earn it. But that's why we have to get everyone rich. If you're making $200 an hour before taxes, just for filling out information on the government supercomputer, the government would know everything about you, but you would also know everything about you. The government already knows a bunch of stuff about you. I remember, like, if you work for the FBI, they know everything about you before you go to work for the FBI. So if everyone worked for the FBI, they would know everything about everyone. And if we had access to all that information, we would know everything about us too. And we could choose what we want to sell to other companies and get advertisements. What could happen is we would get advertisements, and we would have advertisements to play for the other people that watch our videos. And the copies of us that are making our videos can go ahead and give us information about products that they are interested in selling. And we watch that commercial enough times, we can get that product for free. People keep put car commercials on their advertisements. And so they show the car commercial a set number of times to viewers and to the person watching the movie or making the movie. You get the car for free. That way you get people would know what you're going for. Why have all the money go to one person? All the money should go towards you. I don't believe that one person should get your information for free and go around and sell it to other companies and make lots of money, but you make no money because you give away your information for free. Why don't we have Facebook that pays every person that uses Facebook? Why only give the money to Mark Zuckerberg? Why not give it to the American people? I thought, when I was growing up, I remember I was working for my dad, and we were just like, I heard about the CIA getting all these supercomputers. This was back when The Sims was really popular. And I was like, oh, they're training us to making digital copies of us. We're gonna play The Sims in real life. We're gonna just go and have our own little secret room, control the digital copies of us, so that the real version of us never has to do anything But if you have 1,000 digital copies of yourself, the whole wage gap would go away. You know, then you can do multiple jobs at the same time. You can go watch a movie and go to your friend's house. You can accomplish two different things. I really think if we can get all of the 5 countries to go ahead and agree with your citizens get 1,000 copies of themselves to control when they're living, that means when they die, the government will get control over 1,000 digital copies of you. But, it'll be a little bit harder to determine when you're dead, because the digital copies will have their own life, and they will just be a replica of you, and they will just take on your personality and go ahead and mimic you. So if you do have any questions, or if they have any questions, they can ask you in real life. They have access to calling you, talking to you on your phone, and just having you answer questions on LifeLog that will go ahead and point them in the right direction of how to act. Think about it. We would all have access to a free education. We'd have access to the supercomputer. We'd have all the files, all the paperwork that the government is doing behind your back. This way you have access, you know what they're doing. We would know everything about space. We know that the world is not flat, the world is hollow. If you do some research, you will learn that the hollow earth was really popular. But then we went to the moon and they decided we better come up with a flat earth, get people to think that God is dumb, even though the whole scientific creation is more believable than this evolution thing that just believe asteroid hit the earth and it brought life. Okay, I have a much easier time believing that aliens threw down the seed of life and then evolved from there. Evolution is a science, but creation is also a science. How do you prove evolution? We don't have a mini asteroid we're throwing into a box. We are creating a virus. The virus evolves. Then we create a virus. We release a virus. The virus evolves. We cannot cure the virus. The virus wipes out a whole bunch of people. Yeah, maybe you should not be playing Satan's helper anymore. I don't understand why China didn't go, if you have more than 2 kids, we are growing you kids in the hospital. They're going to be part of the digital army. So they're all going to get a super good education from the time they're in the whatever it's called, test tube. We're gonna go ahead and give them the best education that money can buy. Cause we're China, we have lots of money, unlike the Americans who are so far in debt because they had the communists come over and just spend money like crazy and not realize what you need to do is cut the taxes for the real people. Increase the taxes for digital copies, AI, AI has to pay a 50% tax, and AI get paid 10 cents an hour. So that means for every day an AI works, they get paid $1.20, and $1.20 go towards the government to pay for the power and everything that they're using on their supercomputer. But the real person has no taxes. That would make your job, and we would lower the minimum wage to 10 cents on all digital copies. That way, when the real person goes to find a job somewhere, they will have to pay more than the minimum wage in order to get you to work there. And if they can't afford to, and you just want to work there, because you really want to work at a surfboard shop, you can go ahead and work for the minimum wage or whatever. But because of your digital copies are making up for the money, and you just have to use your phone whenever to get information on the digital copies correct. I hope this makes sense. I'm having just a hard time, but I hope you understand. Thank you. Bye.